Hey guys, Ike here from Mike'sOutdoors.com. I'm here today to show you how to repair a Remington 870. The shells are getting stuck in the chamber. Okay, so any of you guys who saw my last video that I put up know that I'm taking a break from doing videos. This is an experiment. I want to see a couple of different things. And before we get started too much, I'm filming in a different area of my shop. This is where I do all my gunsmithing. So if the lighting's not that great, just let me know and I'll try to improve it in the future. Kind of messing around with it now and seeing what all I can do to improve the lighting over here. So this is the first in gunsmithing videos that I'm going to do, and I'm doing this one as an experiment to see a couple different things. One, I want to see what reaction I get from YouTube if they demonetize these videos, if they put some kind of restriction on them, something like that. So I want to see what I get as far as that goes. And the other thing is I want to see what kind of reception I get from my audience. So if this goes out there and gets a couple hundred views or something like that, then it probably ain't going to be worth it for me to spend the time setting up cameras, setting up lights. I've been down here for about 20 minutes trying to get the lighting right. Setting up all the different shots that need to be. Just probably going to be worth it for me to do the videos if we're only getting a couple hundred views. So this is an experiment to see what kind of views we're going to get, and also to see whether we're going to get demonetized or get red flagged or something like that from YouTube. And honestly, when it comes down to it, getting demonetized from YouTube is no big deal. I don't really care about that, but I don't want to get a red flag and don't want to get my channel shut down for doing gun videos. I do have quite a library here that I want to keep available for viewers, and I want to keep those up just for posterity. So we're going to fix this 870 here. I'll show you guys what we're going to do. So this is a Remington 870. What we're going to do is we're going to take the barrel off of this thing and we're going to polish the chamber. This, you can see this bullet or this shell here. You can see where the lip is ripped off of there. What happened is this gun has a bad case of being jammed right here. The shell will go in and swell, and it gets hooked up on the tooling marks inside of there, and the shell won't come out. And then when you get some impatient son of a bitch who won't wait until you get home to fix the thing, then you get the shell ripped off like that and you end up having to take it out. So that impatient son of a bitch is me. So we're going to take this 870 apart, and we're going to show you how to fix that chamber so it doesn't hang up anymore. Real quick, I've got to charge my camera. So before we get to taking this thing apart, a little disclaimer about the title of this video. And this gun has been cleared. This gun is safe to be handling like this. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine, nothing in the gun at all. So this gun came from Walmart. A few years back, I was looking for a turkey gun, and I looked all over for a Remington 870 Express Magnum, which is what this is. And I found one at Walmart, and it was a really good deal, like $120, $130 less than everywhere around. So I went to Walmart and bought it. Well, we took it out and started patterning it, and it was hanging shells every damn time. So I called Remington and asked them about maybe sending it back or what I needed to do. And they asked me if I bought the gun at Walmart. Before I ever volunteered any information on it, they asked me. They knew I'd bought this gun at Walmart. And I said, yes, I did buy the gun at Walmart. So when they sell a gun to Walmart, they do not finish it out the same way that they do as a gun they sell to Academy or Bass Pro or one of your mom and pop stores. They're a different grade of gun. The finish will have some damage to it. It won't be quite perfect finish. They rush them through. They do anything they can to save money, and they do anything they can to save time on these. And one of the things that they do, or two things that I found out that they do, is they do not polish the chamber in these. So it leaves micro tooling marks in there. And those tooling marks, you can't hardly feel them with your finger, but those little tooling marks in there will actually grab a hold of your shell when it swells. So when you fire that shell, it's going to swell just a little bit, and your extractor is going to grab a hold of it, and it's going to pull it out, and it's going to kick it out off to the side. No big deal. Unless those little micro grooves in there are grabbing hold of it, and that's what this gun was doing. So they told me how to fix it. What we're going to do is we're going to take this barrel apart, we're going to put it in a vise, and we're going to, if I can find my handy dandy tool, we're going to use a drill bit, or we're going to use a drill, and we're going to use this old cleaning rod. I've got, at one time it was a 12 gauge wire brush on there, and I have wrapped it up with steel wool, triple aught steel wool, so the finest steel wool I can get. So we're going to show you all about that. But so what Remington does when they sell these guns to Walmart specifically is they make them as cheap as possible. They make them just quick as possible, get them out the door, and get them done as cheaply as possible so they can make some money on them. They don't polish the chamber when they get done with it, and that's what causes the shell to hang up. The other thing they told me is the extractor that grabs hold of the edge of the shell and actually pulls it out. They don't harden it, so it is prone to bend. Now, Remington was fantastic. I'd actually bought two from Walmart. I bought one for my wife and son to use as well. They sent me 2 extractors to replace the extractor on this 870 and on the ones of my wife. Now, the chamber, they just told me how to polish it and how to get it to not hang up. And I had polished it. I went 3-4 years, and then the other day we were out shooting, and I had a shell hang up. So I'm going to go ahead and polish the chamber more. So Remington does that when they're selling to Walmart. Another one that I know does that is one that you're getting ready to see on sale. I've already seen it on sale quite a few places. Is the Savage Axis that you're going to see on sale on your Black Friday sales. You see them at Bass Pro, you see them at Academy, Dunham's has them, Sportsman's Guide has them, or Sportsman's Warehouse has them. You're going to see these Savage Axes in all different calibers, and you're going to see them for sale for $270 to $250, and they're going to have a mail-in rebate. They're going to be $320 or something like that, and you're going to get a $75 mail-in rebate, so that's going to get them down to $250. And those are also same thing. They've done the same thing. They've done anything they can do to cut corners on those guns and make them as cheap as possible. I've got several Savage Axes, and I've had 2 of those that came from the Black Friday sale now, and they just are not as good as the other one. I had a 308 that the chamber, it kept hanging up shells in the chamber, just couldn't hardly get it to open. And I worked and worked and worked on that thing and finally got it to where I could get the shells where they weren't hanging up. The other thing, and I don't know what the deal was with this, but it just was not as accurate. I had 2 exact same guns in 308, and the one that came from the Black Friday sale just never could quite get that thing as accurate as what the other Black Friday, or the other Savage gun that I had. So watch these guns that are on sale. I will never buy another gun at Walmart, and you need to watch these guns that are on sale, like on the Black Friday sales. As far as the only one I really know of is the Savage, but really be careful with what you're buying out there. If it's too good a deal to be true, it probably is. So let's get into this 870 and tear this thing apart and show you guys exactly how to fix this thing. Now, it's gonna be hard to do with on camera. These 870s are easy to take apart, and that's what's so great about them is I can swap the barrel out on this 870 in 5 minutes. I mean, I literally can go buy another barrel and put another barrel on this in just a few minutes and have it set up for home to fit. Same way with the stock. I can take this stock off here and put a tactical stock on here, an 18-inch barrel, and have this thing set up for home defense like that. And a lot of parts available for them, and a lot of parts available at a cheaper price. So how you take this thing apart is this nut right here that holds your tube on your magazine. You just unscrew this thing. So you unscrew it just like that, and your barrel slides right off. So there you go. Now if you want to continue on, you can continue on breaking this thing down from there, but really easy to get this thing apart. And there's the barrel off of it. And then if I want to swap it, all I got to do is put a new one on. So we're going to change the camera setup here. We're going to put this in the vise and hold it and just show you guys what we're going to do to polish this chamber. Okay, so real quick, I just want to show you guys my vise. You can see I've got just a standard Harbor Freight vise here that rotates. I don't have it locked in. But what you're going to want to use when you're clamping this in is some kind of felt pad or some kind of softer jaws. I have some magnetic plastic ones that don't work worth a damn. But I've got just a thicker 1/4 inch piece of felt on there that probably needs to be replaced here pretty soon because it ain't really much of a 1/4 inch anymore. But you want to put some kind of felt in there so you're not going to mar up the finish on your shotgun. So we have this thing in here now, and we're going to go ahead and reposition the camera and do a little polishing on this chamber. Okay, so like I showed you before, I've got this thing, I've got a 12 gauge wire brush in here, just a brass brush. And what I've done is I've wrapped it up with triple lock steel wool. There's a little bit of oil on there. This chamber is pretty close to being where it needs to be. So I don't really need too much of a cutting surface on there. But you can also use rouge from your, for what you use for your bench grinder when you have a polishing wheel in there. That will cut a little bit. You know, you have different grades of that rouge, so you can use a little bit of that as well. So what we're going to do is basically just going to put this in here. We're going to chuck it up in our drill, and we're going to polish this chamber with that steel wool. So I'm just going to move it back and forth like that. This is a 3.5 inch chamber, but I don't want to jam it down into the barrel. I want to go really gentle when I'm going forward, and I want to just continue to polish. If this gets to where it's not making much contact, you can just wrap a little bit more steel wool around it and continue to go. So that is pretty much the process of it. We'll take this out of here and we'll show you how to put this 870 back together. It's pretty simple and easy to do. But that is what you're going to need to do. I did it for a long time until I got this thing just to a mirror polish. And I take the barrel off. You can do this without taking the barrel off, but it's so easy on these 870s. And the other reason is I can take this flashlight and I can look in there and I can really tell what kind of finish I'm getting on that thing, and I can really clean it up well after I'm done too. So after you're done with this, you're going to want to run a rag down there and get all that oil and get all the remnants of your steel wool out of there as well. But I've done this last night. I did this for probably an hour, just going back and forth with it now. And now I can visually see it and I can feel it. It is just as smooth as glass in there now. So when I get a shell in there, it's going to slide in and out. This is a shell that's been shot, and even when it's expanded, it's going to slide in and out very easily. And now I've got it so far in there I can't get my fingernail under it to get it out. Let me show you real quick how when it's jammed in there, how to get that out. This is how I got that out of there. You can do this a couple different ways, and you can see how it's jammed in there just like that. Let me move this camera over a little bit. You can see how it jammed in there and the extractor ripped the brass off. So you can run a dowel rod down the end and tap it out gently, or you can do like I did. I just took a punch and put right here in this groove and then just gave it a little tap with a hammer until it came out, and it was absolutely no problem getting it out. You can see just like that. And now it's turning. Now it's not wanting to come out. But you can do it just like that and it'll pop right out of there. So if you get one stuck, don't do like I did and jam the thing out of there and rip the brass off of it. Just take it apart and tap it gently with a hammer or run a wooden dowel rod down the end and tap it out gently that way. Gentle is the key. Okay, so now that we've got our chamber polished, reassembly of this barrel on this 870 is pretty easy. You're just going to slide it in just like that and line up your top, and it's going to slide in just like that. It's got grooves. You can't put this thing on there wrong, so it's just going to slide back together just like that, and you're going to take your magazine nut, chamber nut. There's a joke there somewhere. And you're just going to tighten that down, and you're going to hear those clicks. Just tighten it down nice and snug till the clicks stop. So you don't need to put a wrench on it. You don't need to do anything like that. And you're reassembled. And hopefully you're ready to go back to killing turkeys and hitting the range or whatever you're doing with your Remington 870. So I hope this was an informative video for you guys. I hope this helped you out if you're having issues with your 870. I hope this helped you out to keep you so you can keep from making the same mistake I did and buying a gun at Walmart. So I just don't buy guns at Walmart, and I don't buy any of the Black Friday guns anymore. I've learned my lesson the hard way on that. So let me know what you think of these gunsmithing videos. I'm going to run and show you my next project real quick first. Okay, so if you're interested in these videos, I have a bunch of projects coming up. I have 5 or 6 guns coming in early December. I've got a ton of barrels over there that need to be reblued. But this is my next major project. This is a Winchester Model 94 Ranger 3030. It has... The bluing is completely gone on it. The wood is in fantastic shape. You can see this gun. The wood looks fantastic, so don't have to do any work on that. But the bluing is completely wore off of it. Someone tried to spray paint the front side of this gun, so I've got to get all that spray paint off of there. The elevator on the rear sight is missing, and there's something going on. I'm going to have to take the slide apart because there's something going on in there. There's no spring tension on the firing pin, so that spring's either broke, it's wore out, or just it might not even be there. I picked this thing up at an auction, and I picked it up cheap. So this is my next project gun. So if you guys are interested in seeing the videos on this, I will definitely video this if we get enough interest in it and enough reaction to this video. But there's going to be a lot of work put into this to get it back up to firing condition. It is a Model 94 angle eject, like I said, made in the 80s, so it's not a super old gun, but it's a good little project gun and one that I think is going to be fun and can be educational for both you and me if we do a video series on it. So let me know what you think of these gunsmithing videos. Let me know what if you want to see this Model 94 restored, and just let me know what you feel like you want to see in the future from our gunsmithing videos, because we do have a lot of barrels to blue. And I got some guns coming that were in a flood that are going to need some major work, both woodwork on them and bluing work on them, and probably a bunch of other stuff. So appreciate you guys watching these videos. Please comment, please like, share, and subscribe, and please let me know what you think about these in the comments below. And if we get enough good reaction, we'll continue on with these and continue on with filming the restoration of this Model 94. So until I hear from you guys then, or until I make another video, I appreciate you watching these in the past, present, and the future. And like always, we will hopefully see you guys next time.